We caught a bastard near Mariupol. Soon you will receive a soldier with broken legs. He almost reached Mariupol. He thought they wouldn't be able to catch him. Soon a fucked up soldier will be sent to you, lying around like bait for the Ukrainians. This is how all those who desert their comrades in battle will be treated. The Russian military maimed a soldier to prevent him from fleeing the battlefield, according to an alleged intercepted phone call released by Ukraine's military intelligence, HUR. The interception comes amid mounting evidence that Russian forces are struggling with desertion. In the recording, a Russian soldier is heard describing in detail the punishment of a serviceman who was captured near occupied Mariupol in eastern Ukraine after attempting to flee. We caught a bastard near Mariupol. Soon you will receive a soldier with broken legs, the interlocutor said, adding the man would arrive with broken arms and legs. Soon a fucked up soldier will be sent to you, lying around like bait for the Ukrainians. Over 50,000 Russian soldiers have deserted since the start of the full-scale invasion in 2022, according to a study by the Russian independent media outlet Important Stories published in May. Most of those captured are sent back to frontline duty under conditions described as near suicidal. At the request of Important Stories, Alexei Alshansky, an analyst for the Farewell to Arms project, checked the leaked databases for deserters known to their team. He found the names of only 15 of the 20 people who left the Russian armed forces. At least 2 of the Farewell to Arms members who were in the leaks were not publicly known. One of them intercepted messages without taking part in combat. He deserted in October 2023 and left Russia. Another former serviceman fled his unit in September 2022. Both deserters are on the federal wanted list of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Important Stories found out. As Alshansky notes, 5 deserters who were not included in the databases are also wanted in Russia. Their absence in the leaks cannot be explained by a general pattern. They left units of different military districts, and the lists include not only those who fled directly from the front. For example, the databases did not find a deserter who left his permanent deployment point, but there were people who left both their positions at the front and at military hospitals. This suggests that not all real deserters were included in the leaks. The Russian independent publication Verstka, citing classified data from the Military Prosecutor's Office, reported that over 1,000 soldiers wanted for desertion were detained in a single month. Only about 10% were actually imprisoned, while the remainder were reportedly returned to their commanders and dispatched to deadly meat grinder assaults. Russia's defense ministry has sought to recycle as many troops as possible back into combat, avoiding the political risk of mass arrests, according to the publication. After ordering an unpopular partial mobilization in September 2022, Russian President Vladimir Putin tightened penalties for desertion and surrender, raising prison terms to 3 to 10 years. Despite harsher laws, reports suggest commanders prefer to use coercion and brutality rather than courts to maintain control over their ranks.
President Donald Trump told European nations to stop buying oil from Russia and demanded they stop immediately to help bring an end to Russia's war with Ukraine. Not fair to us, Trump told reporters on the White House South Lawn as he departed for the United Kingdom. According to Associated Press, Trump said Saturday he believes the Russia-Ukraine war would end if all NATO countries stopped buying oil from Russia and placed tariffs on China of 50% to 100% for its purchases of Russian petroleum. Since 2023, NATO member Turkey has been the third largest buyer of Russian oil, after China and India. According to the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air.
Mr. President, it's been a month since a month on, do you think that meeting accomplished what you hoped?
Yeah, accomplished a lot, but it takes two to tango also. You know, those are two people, Zelensky and Putin, that hate each other. And it looks like I have to sit in the room with them because they can't sit in the room together. There's great hatred there. But no, that meeting accomplished a lot.
Mr.
President, what will you tell President Zelensky if you meet with him in New York?
Well, he's going to have to get going and make a deal. He's going to have to make a deal. Zelensky's going to have to make a deal. And Europe has to stop buying oil from Russia. Okay? You know, they talk, but they have to stop buying oil from Russia.
Mr. President, there are some...
The UAE, Mr. President. What do you think they want when you do a deal with them?
Will you apply more pressure to EU and NATO countries not to purchase Russian oil?
I do, but here's the problem. You know the problem. They're purchasing Russian oil. I don't want them purchasing Russian oil, and they've got to stop immediately. Not fair to us. They're purchasing Russian oil, and we have to, you know, do things. Now, the nice part, it doesn't cost us anything anymore. You know that.
Yeah.
They are buying everything from us. Unlike Biden, who gave away $350 billion. We actually make money, but I don't want to make money. You know what I want? I want that war to stop. Because last week, 7,018 people got killed.
Can you provide for the President?
Kharkiv started today. Just now, you announced 70 patriots in Ukraine 2 months ago.
Where are you from?
Ukraine.
Good.
Will they come, and do you know when there will come the patriots?
What will come?
The patriots. You announced 70 patriots to Ukraine 2 months ago.
Well, look, let me just tell you, I love Ukraine. I love the people of Ukraine. That's why I asked. I thought that was a little Ukrainian accent, but the country's in serious trouble. It should have never happened. It's a war that should have never happened. The country's in very serious trouble, but I'm going to get it stopped. I've done seven countries. I've stopped 7 wars in the last 8 months. I thought that would have been the easiest because I know Putin, but it's not, because there's tremendous hatred between Zelensky and Putin. But we're going to get it stopped.
How soon will you go to the Supreme Court to stop Lisa Club?